guys, what's up? It's your favorite YouTuber Jaya. Welcome back to my channel. We talk about all things money, finance, and entrepreneurship. So recently I just did a live stream giving 3 reasons why you shouldn't go to college. I know, very controversial stuff. And in that live stream, I answered a question. If you do want to go to college, what is the plan and what are the steps that you should take to decide which college that you should go to? In today's video, we are going to be going into a little bit more depth of what that plan for college actually is. So when it comes to picking what college you go to, a lot of people pick their college based off of all of the wrong reasons. They pick their college based off of what college their friends are going to, based off of what college their family went to, based off the popularity of the college. And all of these things are fun and nice to think about, but when it comes to what your degree is going to be in, what the job market is looking like for that degree, and how much are your student loan payments going to be, all of those things start to seem really arbitrary. If you're going to be going to college to get a degree and you're going to be spending $50,000, $60,000, even $30,000 on something, you better make sure it's the most well-researched thing you've ever spent your money on. If you're going to go buy a $30,000 car, you're going to make sure you know what engine the car uses, what tires the car has. If you're going to spend $30,000, a down payment on a mortgage, you're going to make sure you're well-researched on how to purchase a home. But for whatever reason, when it comes to picking a college, we just, my friends are going to USC, I want to go to USC too, and it's just not the move. It's just not the move. It is a huge mistake that you can make that is really, I'm not being dramatic here, guys. It really could cost you a lot later on down the line because people spend 20, 30, 40 years paying off their student loans. If you take the time to do a bit of research on the job you want before you pick the college, then you might find out that you may not even need college, or you don't need as much school as you thought you did, or you can go to a cheaper school because the degree really doesn't matter. All these things that come into place when you pick a college. So coming in at number 1, the very first step of picking a college is to choose the job that you want. Now, I know this look, we're going backwards. I'm gonna go to college, and then once I get to college, then I'm gonna figure out what job I want based on what degree I chose. No. We're doing things all wrong here. Because you pick the job after you get to college, you might find out that the college that you chose doesn't even have the best program for that job, that you didn't need college for that job. Picking the college before you pick the job is a huge mistake that could cost you a lot of money. By researching the job market first, let's say, because here's what these colleges like to do. They like to get you at the college fair, and they'll give you their college with a little brochure with all the list of majors. You're going to be like, ooh, look at this. They have cooking major, dance major, theater major. Ooh, I like art major. All these fancy majors with all these different names. And you're like, ooh, I'm going to go to this school and I'm going to major in art history. Ooh, I love it so much. And then once you get to college and you start, okay, look, I'm getting close to graduating. It's time for me to find a job with my degree in art history. You realize that the job market for an art history degree is almost non-existent. And now you're stuck with the $50,000 student loans and no job to show for it. And this is off topic, but I just wanted to mention, if you are interested in all of those things I just named, cooking, theater, dance, art, all of that is fine. All of that is great. There is no reason why you can't chase your passion in those industries. I'm just saying, going to college and spending thousands and thousands of dollars on student loans to further your passions in those specific areas, when there are way cheaper ways and way more effective ways to explore your passions in those areas than going to college. Not saying that you can't explore your passion, that that's what it is, but I'm just saying don't go to college to do that, because that's not what college is for. When you start doing research on the job you want and you start looking at the skills for the job that you want, you may find out that you may not even need a degree to get that specific job. Wow, who just saved you 50 grand? I don't know. For example, let's say you're going to university because you want to be a nurse, right? That's very broad. So you start doing research on what type of nurse you would like to be. Radiation therapist, dental hygienist. You don't need a degree for either one of those jobs. So instead of going to university, if you would like to take the cheaper route of becoming a nurse, you could go to trade school and become certified in a specific field, and they still make a lot of money. A dental hygienist makes up to $67,000 a year. A radiation therapist, like I mentioned in the beginning, $85,000 a year. So when you pick out your job first, it just allows you, gives you the better opportunity to be able to crunch numbers to make sure that you're getting the best return on your investment for something that you're going to be spending so much money on and paying for a good bit of your life. Like when I was looking at these student loan calculators, the minimum was like 10 years to get it paid off. Coming in, the second step in picking out what college you want to go to, arguably the most important step, choosing what program you're going to attend. I say that choosing the program is the most important step because this determines what college you'll go to and also what degree you'll have and what type of degree that'll be. So let's say, for example, I would like to be a travel nurse, a labor and delivery travel nurse, if you will, and my options are university, Ivy League, community college, and trade school. All of these have different programs that will help me become a travel nurse. University will help me get my degree to become a travel nurse, but tuition for university could be between $40,000 to $50,000 per year, which is probably going to leave me with almost over $100,000 in debt when it is time for me to graduate. Even if I get a partial scholarship, I still might have $60,000 to $70,000 left over in student loans. Now, Ivy League. Now, while if I go to an Ivy League school, will I ever be denied a job? Probably not. However, I want to be a travel nurse, not a surgeon, not some technician, not that there's anything wrong with those jobs. I just want to be a travel nurse. Travel nurse is already a job that, because I've researched the job market, I know is in high demand. So the fear of not being accepted into a job, I don't really have to use the weight of going to an Ivy League school because I already know that this job is in high demand. Also, Ivy League schools also cost Ivy League money. The average tuition for Harvard for undergrad is $54,000 a year. That's for 4 years. And then we have medical school. That's $45,000 a year. It's just, we're talking about a lot of money to become a travel nurse, okay? Our last two options are trade school and community college. Now, because I have chosen to become a travel nurse, a trade school alone does not fit the qualifications. It still does require at least an associate's degree, and if you'd like to move up, a bachelor's degree. So trade school is not an option. So our last option is community college. Now, depending on how far you want to go, starting off with community college, even if you do plan on transferring to university, is most likely going to be your best bet. Because even if you want to do 2 years of community college first and transfer to university, depending on which state you live in, most community college offers free tuition. So that's your first 2 years of college, which are just your prerequisites for free. So that $40,000 a year, that $50,000 a year just got cut in half by going to community college to finish your prerequisites. Also, a lot of community colleges offer nursing programs that you can go into after you get your associate's degree. So you can go from your associate's degree into the community college nursing program, which could also be covered under the free tuition depending on what state you live in. So when you go through the options of the different programs that you have available to you after you pick the job that you would like to have, it really gives you a broader view of the different options and the different price ranges to make sure that you pick the best option for your budget. And last but not least, the last step into picking out what college you want to go to is, of course, to choose the college. Choose what college you would like to go to. So after you choose the program, then you choose the college that has the best program. So referring back to my travel nurse example, after I had decided to go to community college for 2 years to get my associate's degree in nursing, I'm going to do research on what is the best community college in my area for nursing. So that could look like looking at what are the best community colleges in your area just in general, and then seeing out of those colleges which one of those has the best nursing program. Look into the graduation rate, the acceptance rate, the job turnover rate, all of these different things. And once you find out which community college has the best program, then you choose that college, and that is the college that you will go to, because that is how you know that you're going to get the best return on your investment. You do not want to pick a college without having a plan of what job you're going to have before you choose the college. That's just a recipe for student loans. Honestly, unpaid student loans. That is a recipe for unpaid student loans. Because most of the time, when you walk into a job interview, when your employer looks at your degree, they're looking at your major, because that tells them what your skills are, and your resume, because that tells them your experience. Experience is so important. That is why places like Apple, Tesla, Google are stop hiring people with college degrees and broad majors, because they're not specialized in any specific skill, but they're hiring people that have experience with resumes, who have worked in these areas before. That's really what matters. That's really what the employers are paying attention to. The only time that the name of the school really matters is if you were going to a major or a field such as like law or medicine, going into a job interview and you're applying for a law firm and you have Harvard Law School on your degree. I guess, yeah, I can see how that would work in your favor. Or if you're going to in your medical field and you're applying for a very specialized position and you have a degree from Yale School of Medicine, that will definitely work in your favor. If you are trying to get a non-prestige job, nursing, publishing, marketing, sales, communications, jobs like those, when it comes to those jobs, the name of the school doesn't really matter as much as you think it does, especially if you go to community college and then transfer to university. If you go to nursing school, your GPA matters, but sales, marketing, publishing, journalism, communications, your experience is really what they're looking at in your major when you go into those job interviews with your employer. So those are the things that I would focus on and hone in on when it comes to picking out what your major is in your degree. So just to reiterate everything, the step-by-step plan to picking out a college is: you pick the job first, you research the job market, then you pick the program that is going to give you the best skills for that job. Then once you choose the program, then you choose the college that has the best program for that job. Job, program, college. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I'm so happy that I was able to share this information with you all, and I really hoped it helped you pick out what college you want to go to. So please make sure you give this video a like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.